is up, my boners? This is MrITryHard here, the nastiest commentator in all of motherfucking YouTube. How you guys been doing? I've been doing motherfucking fantastic, and today we have a gameplay of Kill Confirmed on the map Lockdown for you guys. Hope you enjoy this gameplay. Using the M16 again, I like this gun, it's fun now. Anyways, this is part 2 of my best YouTube moments in my whole YouTube career, I guess you want to say, or quote-unquote career. We can't really consider this a whole career now, but still, it's fun. I've been doing this for 2 years, and you know, during that time, I've racked up a lot of fun moments and figured I would share them to you in this series. If you guys missed the first one, it's going to be linked somewhere on the screen for you guys to go watch it. I covered points 1 and 2, and we're moving on to point 3 today, which is starting the FNG podcast. Now, this is something that was huge for me, and not huge by like the number of views it got, but huge for how I grew my channel. So, I started the whole podcast almost 2 years ago. So actually this podcast started about 2 or 3 months after I started my channel. I had started it with Larry Legend and Verbal1784. They have since like stopped posting videos on the internet, but that's besides the point, because that podcast grew my channel so much. It made me like, okay, so we made this podcast with a theme of like having all these like segments and like different things in there where we talk about gaming and news and stuff like that, and we always kept room for one guest. Now our quote-unquote master plan was to have, you know, one guest from the whole COD community come in, talk with us, have fun with us, and chill. And the first guest was Onslaught, which, by the way, I want to thank him for actually coming on to be the first guest, because at that time Larry Legend, Verbal, and I totaled for less than 1,000 subscribers, alright? And he was nice enough to come spend a good 90 minutes to maybe 2 hours with us, chat on Skype, and we were also recording this. We were also doing this live on Twitch TV, I think it was at that time. Not even sure if that one was streamed, but anyways, that's besides the point. That podcast is actually available for you guys on the YouTube channel called, I think, FNG Podcast or something like that. You guys can go look that up. And it was super fun, man. We had a lot of fun, and every single time we would have a guest on. So after we had Mike, we asked him, you know, hey, do you have any other friends out there who would like to come? And I said come. Who would like to join us for, you know, next week's episode? And every single time, these people were so generous that they would go ahead and, you know, after Onslaught, we got T-Mart, and after T-Mart, we got Woody, and after Woody, we got MrITryHard, and after MrITryHard, you know, it just rolled on like that. It just snowballed, and that's the way I was able to network myself into getting a whole lot of, like, meeting new people and doing stuff like that. And that was a great, you know what, FNG was my baby, man, and I'm proud of it. I think if it wasn't for FNG, I don't think I would have gotten around on YouTube as much as I did. You know, that's how I met K-pop, one of the most important people in my life right now. That's how I met Alex, that's how I met Dr. Chiz. Like, as of right now, the podcast is done, but at that time, you know, we had gone, after Verbal and Larry left, we got Kelly and we got Dr. Chiz on, and of course Alex was coming on like every single time now, and like the podcast just grew to a point where it was so much fun. Unfortunately, we had to stop it due to lack of time and just lack of, it was just so hard. Like, if you think about it, trying to get like 4 people in one place every week at the same time, like, kudos to PKA for doing that, man. If there's one thing that like they're actually doing right, is always being there. Like, these guys are good. Like, they've been going on for like what, 2.5, maybe 3 years now, and these guys have missed what, like a handful of like weeks. It's crazy. Like, these guys are really, really good. So yeah, FNG really did a lot for me, and for those of you guys who watched it, it was fun. I think the time's over now, like FNG is done, but FNG did serve its purpose, and I can't be grateful enough for that podcast. So that's number 3, man. Number 4 is kind of stupid. It's getting my partnership email. Now this one's really, really close to my heart, man, because like it just sounds like nothing, right? I mean, you get partnered, blah blah blah, it just means nothing, right? But when I got that email, I had, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers, getting about, you know, 200 or 300 views per video, and I was basically going nowhere. And then all of a sudden, in comes an email, not an email, but a private message on YouTube from Fwiz, Fwiz Gaming. That was his YouTube channel name, and I was like uncertain. It was like a huge long email saying, you know, hey, MrITryHard, we would love to have you be part of the whole Machinima team. And at that time, like, I'm reading it and I'm like, this sounds like a scam, right? Like, I'm not really sure if this is true or not. I'm not really sure like what's going on in this thing, like why me? There are a bunch of other channels out there, you know, blah blah blah. So I hop on Skype, and again, through all the contacts I had gotten from FNG, I get a bunch of people in a chat, and I'm like, yo, you know, what's this thing from Fwiz? Like, I got this email, you know, partner, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, this is legit. You know what? Welcome to the Big Boys Club. Like, we had a little party, like a little celebration. And turns out I wasn't the only one. Verbal had also gotten the same email, so we both gotten partnered at the same time. It was like the last batch of partnerships before they actually stopped, because there was a moment there where, like, they couldn't partner anymore. And it was so weird. Like, as of today, like, I have like 500 or 600 or 700 unread messages in my YouTube inbox. I'm sorry, but there's one message that I will never delete, and it's that one. That one is really important to me. I think I saved it. I like cut it and copied it and like pasted it somewhere on like one of my computers on here. I will never forget that moment. It was like the launch of my channel, right? It's like the beginning of something that is what it is now, right? Like, I'm at what, like 37,000 subs right now, and that was what started it all, right? The whole part. I mean, it means nothing. A partnership will not get you any more subs, will not get you any more views, will not get you anything, but it just means that you're doing something right? And that's what validated my whole channel, right? Like, before then, it was just doing it, you know, I'm just kind of posting videos, this is just kind of fun and stuff like that, and now, boom, in comes a partnership email, and you're like, wow, this is actually legit. People are taking you seriously. People want to pay me now for uploading these videos, which was kind of weird. And it was kind of like, you know, I still hadn't found my whole YouTube persona yet, but I was still getting somewhere with this whole thing. And that was a real big encouragement. So that's number 4. Let's move on to number 5. Let's see if we can do this one real quick. Actually, this one's kind of a long one. It's PAX in Boston. Now, this is about a year and a half ago. I went to PAX, my first YouTube trip, I guess you could say. The first time I actually met YouTubers outside of, like, Skype and YouTube and all these private messages and whatnot. I actually met them in person. Now, this was weird because we kind of, like, wanted to combine FNG. So all of the FNG crew came out, Verbal and Larry at that time. They came out to Boston, came to PAX. I rented this huge-ass hotel room. We all just kind of decided to chill there, and I offered, you know, that room to everybody, like all the YouTubers out there, like, yo, you guys want to save money, come, and you guys, I said come again, you guys can come and like stay in my room. It was a huge room. You guys do not even imagine how big this hotel room was, and everybody just slept on the floor, slept under the table, slept on the couches. I slept on a bed, of course, because I'm a pimp, but it was crazy, man. That's why I met everybody, and turns out everybody was a cool guy. Like, for the most part, everybody who stayed there was actually super nice, and actually super cool. Like, these guys were actually genuine, honest, and fun people. And we had a huge FNG podcast in Boston, which was mind-blowing, because we had, I think I counted, like, the subscribers in that room at one time. We had over, like, okay, mind you, this was like a year and a half ago. We had over, like, 3 or 4 million subscribers. Everybody was in there, and everybody was a part of that podcast. We had a live FNG podcast, and it was broadcasted through an iPhone, believe it or not, because the internet connection was so bad, we had to tether an iPhone to a computer or something like that, and we were able to stream that live, and, like, we had like one guest come in for like 5 or 10 minutes, and we ushered him out, brought somebody else in, and for like 2 or 3 hours we talked live in a hotel room, just a bunch of us sitting down at like the foot of a bed with like a Yeti snowball, or not a Yeti, a blue snowball right there in the middle of us. We were all sitting like Indian style doing a podcast for all you guys. It was weird. It was crazy. I still have videos from that. I think I'll try to link that in the description down below for you guys, because I did do a vlog of the actual hotel room. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this part 2. Part 3 will be up, I think, not next, but this Wednesday. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure you hit the just my motherfucking pass button. This has been MrITryHard. Bye, and bye.